Hello everyone. Welcome back to Joan English Academy. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched an English movie or listened to native speakers and thought, I know these words, so why can't I understand the conversation? Or maybe someone greeted you with a simple phrase like, how's it going? And you didn't know how to respond. If that's ever happened to you, don't worry, you're not alone. The problem isn't your grammar. The problem is that many English learners know lots of English words, but don't know the everyday phrases that native speakers use naturally in conversations. And that's exactly what we're going to learn in this series. In this lesson, we're starting our 50 Common English Phrases You Can Use Everyday series. In Part 1, I'll teach you the first 17 phrases. I'll explain what each one means, when people use it, and give you simple, real-life examples so you can start using these phrases with confidence. Don't worry if you don't remember everything today. Just focus on understanding and enjoying the lesson. The more you hear these phrases, the easier they'll become to remember and use. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, because Part 2 and Part 3 are coming soon, and I don't want you to miss them. All right, let's begin with our first phrase. Phrase 1. How's it going? This is one of the most common greetings in English. Now, many English learners hear this phrase and immediately think it has something to do with walking somewhere or going somewhere. But that's not what it means. When someone asks, how's it going? They're simply asking, how are you? Or, how are things going in your life today? It's a friendly and relaxed way to greet someone. You'll hear this phrase almost everywhere, in the workplace, at school, in the supermarket, or when friends meet. For example, David meets his friend outside a coffee shop. David says, Hey, Emma, how's it going? Emma smiles and replies, It's going well, thanks. How about you? Notice that Emma didn't tell her whole life story. A short, friendly answer is enough. So remember, how's it going is simply a casual way of saying, how are you? Let's continue. Phrase 2. I'm doing well. Now that someone has asked how you are, you need to know how to answer. One of the best answers is, I'm doing well. This simply means, I'm fine, or I'm feeling good. Native speakers use this answer because it sounds natural and polite. Imagine this conversation. John says, Hi Lisa, how's it going? Lisa answers, I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Simple, natural, friendly. You can use this phrase almost anywhere, with neighbors, co-workers, classmates, or even someone you've just met. So if someone asks how you're doing, try answering, I'm doing well. It's a great phrase to remember. Phrase 3. Nice to meet you. Have you ever met someone for the first time? If yes, then you've probably heard this phrase. Nice to meet you. This is a polite way to tell someone that you're happy to meet them. Let's imagine you're starting a new job. Your manager introduces you to another employee. You smile and say, Hello, I'm Grace. Nice to meet you. The other person replies, Nice to meet you too. Very easy. One important thing to remember. We usually say, Nice to meet you, only the first time we meet someone. The next time you see them, you normally say something different like, Good to see you again. So remember, use nice to meet you for first meetings. Phrase 4. Long time no see. I love this phrase because native speakers use it all the time. Imagine you meet an old friend after 2 years. What's the first thing you might say? Long time no see. It simply means, we haven't seen each other for a long time. Don't worry about the grammar. This is a fixed expression. You don't need to change it. Here's a conversation. Michael sees his old classmate. Wow, long time no see. His friend laughs. I know, it's been years. This phrase is friendly and informal. Use it with friends, family members, or people you know well. Phrase 5. What's up? Here's another greeting you'll hear everywhere. What's up? Many learners think this means, what is above your head? Not at all. It's simply another way of asking, how are you? Or what's happening? For example, Alex walks into the office. His coworker says, Hey, Alex, what's up? Alex replies, Not much, just getting ready for work. That's a very common answer. You can also answer, nothing much, or everything's good. This phrase is very casual, so use it with friends or people you know well. You've learned 5 phrases already. Can you imagine using these in real conversations? If you're enjoying this lesson so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Joan English Academy. Every week, I'll help you speak English more naturally and more confidently. Now let's keep going. Phrase 6. No problem. Imagine someone says, Thank you for helping me. Instead of always saying, You're welcome, many native speakers simply say, No problem. This means, It was easy to help you, or it didn't bother me. For example, Thanks for carrying my bag. No problem. This phrase sounds friendly and relaxed. You'll hear it every day. Phrase 7. You're welcome. This is another polite way to reply after someone thanks you. Imagine this conversation. Thank you for your advice. You're welcome. Simple, kind, polite. You can use it in both formal and informal situations. Whether you're talking to your teacher, your boss, your friend, or even a stranger, you're welcome always works. Phrase 8. Excuse me. This little phrase is extremely useful. In fact, you should use it every day. We use excuse me when we want to get someone's attention politely. Imagine you're in a shopping mall and you need help. You walk up to an employee and say, Excuse me, could you tell me where the restroom is? Very polite. We also use it if we accidentally walk in front of someone or need to pass through a crowd. Instead of pushing people, simply say, Excuse me. People will appreciate your good manners. Phrase 9. I'm sorry. Everyone makes mistakes. And when we do, it's important to apologize. One simple phrase is, I'm sorry. Maybe you're late for work. You can say, I'm sorry I'm late. Or perhaps you accidentally stepped on someone's foot. You can simply say, I'm sorry. Native speakers use this phrase every day. A sincere apology shows respect. Phrase 10. That's okay. Now imagine someone apologizes to you. How can you respond? One simple answer is, That's okay. It means, I forgive you. Or, don't worry about it. Here's a conversation. I'm sorry I forgot your book. That's okay. You can bring it tomorrow. Very simple, very polite. Phrase 11. I understand. This phrase tells someone that you understand what they're saying. For example, your teacher explains today's homework. You listen carefully and say, I understand. You're letting the other person know that everything is clear. It's a useful phrase for school, work, and everyday conversations. Phrase 12. I don't understand. Don't be afraid to say this. Many English learners pretend they understand because they're embarrassed. But that's a mistake. If you don't understand, say, "I'm sorry, I don't understand." People are usually happy to explain again. Remember, asking questions is one of the fastest ways to improve your English. Phrase 13. Could you repeat that? Sometimes you understand English, but you simply didn't hear the words clearly. Instead of saying, "What?" a more polite way is, "Could you repeat that, please?" For example, the meeting starts at, "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?" That's much more polite and respectful. Phrase 14. Could you speak more slowly? Many native speakers talk very fast. That's completely normal. If you're learning English, don't be afraid to ask them to slow down. Simply say, "Could you speak more slowly, please?" Most people will gladly help you. Remember, speaking slowly doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're learning. Phrase 15. What do you mean? Sometimes you hear every word, but you still don't understand the idea. That's when this phrase becomes useful. What do you mean? Imagine someone says, "This project is up in the air." You don't know that expression. You can ask, "What do you mean?" The person will explain it differently. That's how your vocabulary grows. We've reached 15 phrases already. How many of these are new to you? Tell me in the comments after the lesson. I'd love to know which phrase surprised you the most. Now let's learn 2 more before we finish this part. Phrase 16. I agree. This phrase is very useful when someone says something that matches your opinion. Imagine your friend says, "I think reading every day is a great habit." You smile and reply, "I agree." That's a simple and natural way to show that you have the same opinion. You'll hear this phrase in conversations at school, at work, during meetings, or even when chatting with friends. It's polite, clear, and easy to remember. Here's another example. Your coworker says, "We should finish this project before Friday." You reply, "I agree. That will give us more time to check our work." So remember, whenever you share someone's opinion, "I agree" is a great phrase to use. Phrase 17. I don't think so. Now let's learn how to disagree politely. Sometimes you won't have the same opinion as someone else, and that's perfectly okay. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," which can sound rude, you can simply say, "I don't think so." This means, I have a different opinion. Let's imagine this conversation. Your friend says, "I think it's going to rain today." You look outside and see bright sunshine. You smile and say, "I don't think so. The weather looks beautiful." Notice that you didn't argue or sound unfriendly. You just expressed your opinion politely. This is one of the easiest ways to disagree in English while keeping the conversation respectful. And that's exactly how native speakers often do it. Fantastic work today. You've just learned 17 common English phrases that native speakers use in everyday conversations. That's already a big step towards speaking English more naturally. Now, here's something I'd like you to do before you leave. Don't try to memorize all 17 phrases at once. Instead, choose 5 phrases from today's lesson and practice saying them out loud. Then, try using at least one of them in a real conversation today. Remember, the more you use English, the more confident you'll become. Now, I have a question for you. Which phrase was your favorite today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to read your answers and see how you're progressing. And don't miss part 2, because we'll learn 17 more everyday English phrases that native speakers use all the time. Some of them are even more useful than the ones you've learned today, and they'll help you sound even more natural in conversations. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is the perfect time to do it. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll know as soon as part 2 is available. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every new phrase you learn brings you one step closer to speaking English with confidence. I'll see you in part 2.